If you've been following crypto news lately, you probably noticed something interesting. Fantom has officially changed its name to Sonic. The crypto market is paying close attention to this change, and today we're going to explain exactly why. For FTM holders watching this video, you'll want to stick around because this affects your tokens. There's a new token coming called S, and you'll be able to swap your FTM for it. Plus, there's an upcoming airdrop worth roughly $200 million that you might qualify for. In this video, we'll cover what these changes mean for regular users, break down the important dates you need to know, and look at the actual performance numbers behind Sonic's claims of being the fastest blockchain in its class. Let's get started. Let's start with the most important part, what this actually means for Fantom users. Back in August 2024, Fantom announced they were becoming Sonic. The network officially launched in December, and here's what changed. First up is the token. The FTM token you know is becoming the S token. If you're holding FTM, you can swap it for S tokens at a 1-to-1 ratio. This means if you have 100 FTM, you'll get 100 S tokens. Pretty straightforward. The swap window opened in December, and you've got two options. During the first 90 days, you can freely swap back and forth between FTM and S tokens. After that, you can only convert from FTM to S, not the other way around. Now, where do you make this swap? There's an official website called MySonic. You just connect your wallet and follow the steps. For those wondering about their tokens on exchanges, most major exchanges will handle the conversion automatically. But it's worth checking your specific exchange's announcements to be sure. So what else is new? The network itself got a major upgrade. Sonic can now handle 10,000 transactions every second, and each transaction finalizes in less than a second. This is significantly faster than what Fantom could do before. Before the rebrand, Fantom could only handle about 30 transactions per second. One last important change. There's a new bridge to Ethereum called the Sonic Gateway. Unlike most bridges that make you wait days to move your funds back to Ethereum, this one includes a safety feature that lets you withdraw your funds within 14 days if something goes wrong. Let's talk numbers, but in a way that actually matters for regular users. Sonic's main claim is that it can process transactions in about 720 milliseconds. In normal terms, that's less than 1 second from when you click send to when your transaction is completely final. But what does this really mean for you? Take swapping tokens on a decentralized exchange. On Ethereum, you might wait 5 to 10 minutes on average and pay high gas fees. In fact, in some instances, it could take over 30 minutes depending on the network congestion levels or the exchange used. On Sonic, it's nearly instant and costs a fraction of the price. Imagine ordering a coffee. You wouldn't want to wait 10 minutes at the counter for your payment to go through. That's basically what happens on slower blockchains. Sonic works more like tapping your credit card, quick and done. The technical side is pretty interesting. While other networks have to wait for multiple block confirmations to make a transaction final, Sonic does this differently. Once your transaction goes through, it's done. No more waiting around wondering if your transaction will get stuck or reversed. And Sonic's maintaining these speeds even during busy times. The network's been tested to handle over 800 million transactions per day without slowing down. Let's compare Sonic to other popular blockchains to see where it really stands. We'll skip the complex tech talk and focus on what you actually care about. Starting with Ethereum, it processes about 15 transactions per second and takes over 10 minutes to finalize them, as we've seen. Sonic does 10,000 transactions per second with under 1 second finality. But here's the key part. Sonic keeps Ethereum's developer-friendly environment, so all of your favorite apps can easily move over. Looking at Solana, which is known for its speed, we see something interesting. While Solana can handle about 65,000 transactions per second, it takes 5 to 12 seconds to finalize them. Sonic might process fewer transactions, but it confirms them faster. What about layer 2s like Arbitrum and Optimism? These are great solutions, but they come with a catch. When you want to move your funds back to Ethereum, you have to wait 7 days. Sonic's bridge only takes about an hour. And there's that 14-day safety feature we mentioned earlier. The most unique thing about Sonic compared to these other chains is its fee structure. While other chains keep transaction fees for themselves, Sonic gives up to 90% back to the apps that generate them. This means apps can earn from their own success, which we haven't seen on any other major blockchain. Now for the part everyone's been waiting for, the airdrop. Sonic is giving away 190.5 million S tokens, and there are several ways to get in on this. First thing to know, this isn't your typical claim and dump airdrop. Sonic's doing things differently. When you qualify, you'll get 25% of your tokens right away. The other 75% comes over 270 days. The following steps will help you qualify for the airdrop, and the more you complete, the greater your chances. Using Sonic's testnet games like Plinko and Wheel, completing tasks in their Road to Sonic program, trading on approved platforms, holding certain tokens in your wallet, bridging assets between networks, providing liquidity on specific platforms. For example, if you're holding tokens like USDCE, you'll get a 5 times multiplier on your points. Other tokens like SCETH and StacksETH offer a 4 times multiplier. If you're impatient and want all your tokens immediately, you can claim early, but there's a catch. You'll lose a big chunk of them. For example, if you claim everything after 90 days, you'll only get about 33% of what you could have gotten by waiting the full period. Don't want to wait but don't want to lose tokens? Sonic's working with PaintSwap to create a marketplace where you can trade your airdrop rights as NFTs. For developers, there's a separate program called Sonic Gems. If you build an app on Sonic, you can earn extra tokens to share with your users. Speaking of price action, since the rebrand announcement, Sonic's TVL, or Total Value Locked, jumped 66% to $253 million, even though the token price has seen some ups and downs. Now, let's talk about something that might sound boring at first, but actually matters a lot for everyone using Sonic: their developer incentives. Most blockchains charge fees for transactions, but keep all the money. Sonic does something different. As we mentioned earlier, when you use an app on Sonic, up to 90% of the fees you pay go directly to the app's developers. The remaining 10% goes to network validators. Why should you care? Think about it like YouTube. Content creators get a share of the ad revenue, which encourages them to make better content. The same idea applies here. When developers earn from their apps, they're more likely to improve them and keep building new features. Sonic's also set aside 200 million tokens, worth about $130 million for their innovator fund. This money helps bring popular apps to the network. They've already got some big names on board. Curve, Chainlink, Kyber, and several others have committed to joining Sonic. If you use apps that aren't part of this program, half of your transaction fees get burned, meaning those tokens are permanently removed from circulation. This helps control the token supply and potentially benefits long-term holders. The numbers are promising so far. Sonic predicts they'll burn about $9 million worth of tokens annually just from regular transaction fees. And with major apps like Shadow Exchange, ODOS, and Gelato already signing up, the ecosystem's growing fast. So what should you watch for in the coming months? Here are the key dates and events to mark on your calendar. If you're holding FTM, remember, you have until March 2025 for two-way swaps between FTM and S tokens. After that, you can only convert from FTM to S, not the other way around. The first season of the airdrop starts in June 2025, 6 months after Sonic's launch. That's when you can claim your first 25% of tokens if you've qualified. For traders and investors, keep an eye on the Sonic Gateway. At launch, it only supports 4 tokens: USDC, EURC, WETH, and FTM. But they're planning to add more, and eventually, anyone will be able to add new tokens for bridging. The team's also working with data providers like OpenBlock and Sentio to track user activity and manage the point system for airdrops more efficiently. That covers everything you need to know about Fantom's transition to Sonic. The speed upgrades, developer incentives, and that massive airdrop make this one of the biggest blockchain developments we've seen recently. The next few months will be crucial as more apps move to Sonic, and we see how the network handles real-world usage. With partners like Curve, Kyber, and Chainlink already committed, and the innovative fee-sharing model in place, Sonic could reshape how blockchain platforms and apps work together. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.